We can have a problem when we are doing some mathematical operations on integer variables. Now, in fact, we only have a problem when it comes to division. So if we're adding the contents of two uh, integer variables together, there's no problem. We can put that into a double, and similarly for subtraction or multiplication. When it comes to division, we do have a problem. Okay, so in Moodle, I have an example here, this week's notes, problem with internet division casting example. Okay, so what I would suggest you do is you can download that, and let me just show you how we would do that. Okay, so click on the link. Here it is here. Save as. Let's just stick it into downloads for a minute. Okay, so that has downloaded there, and then what I want to do is I want to drag it in here. So we go to downloads. Here it is here. Okay, it's saved as a text file at the moment. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to open this up, and I am going to save it as in Notepad++. You can see it's a text file here, so I am going to just save it as Java. Okay, and rather than call it java.java, I'm going to call it casting2, okay, because I've already got a version. You can just leave it as casting. Okay, now that may cause problems. It will cause a problem here because the class is now casting2 rather than casting. Package is casting. Let's see if that's going to work for us. Okay, so I can just take casting2. I can just drag it into the package here if it decides to behave for me. No, it doesn't seem to have worked. Let's try it again. There we go there. Okay, so getting an error here. Let's have a look. Okay, so you can see I have an error here because the file is called casting2. So I need to just put a 2 in there and save it. And that's got rid of my error. Okay, so we can run this code now. So what's the story with this example here? Okay, I've got two integer variables storing 7 and 12, and then I am adding, subtracting, multiplying them, and just outputting onto screen. Okay, so num3, num4, num5, you can see there's no problem there whatsoever. Okay, but when we come to num6, okay, this time we are dividing. So now we have 7 divided by 12. Okay, what happens here, 7 divided by 12 is 0 point something. Okay, so I am trying to put the result into a double variable. So you might think, well, it's just going to be 0.583 or whatever. Okay, but the problem is num1 is an integer, num2 is an integer. So when num1 is divided by num2, all that happens is whatever is to the left of the decimal point is taken. So 0.5833, etc. Is just regarded as 0. So num6 stores 0. Okay, so that's a problem. Okay, now there is a solution. Okay, all we do is we write the desired data type in brackets before the calculation. Okay, so my line 23 here, I'm just putting the word double in brackets before num1. Or I could actually put it before num2. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I'm converting one of my integer variables. Essentially, I'm converting its value into a double. I'm converting, or casting is the term that's used. Okay, so double num1 divided by double 2 in line 23, or num1 divided by double num2 in line 26. That gives the result in both cases as a double. So 0.5833 will be stored in num7 or number 8. Another way to do that is to just multiply my arithmetic expression, which is what this thing here is. Okay, num1 divided by num2. Just multiply that by 1.0. That entire thing by 1.0, and that puts the result. Num9 is going to be a double as well. Okay, the correct double. Okay, so you can see in all three cases we get 0.5833. Okay, so there's a few comments there just to help you out on that. So just something to be watchful for. Okay, there's nothing wrong with our logic for this here. Okay, but we just have to go a little bit further and understand the problems that are going to arise. Okay, when we're dividing one integer by another integer. Okay, and we want to store the result in double. Okay, so you can think of this as being sort of a little bit like the opposite of modulus, in that modulus takes the remainder, whereas integer division just takes how many times the denominator divides into the numerator.